I love it.
Hello, welcome back to HCS Weekly, your weekly destination for all things HCS. We're back. I'm your host, ShyWay. We got another week and another year in our history, in our 5 years of HCS. This is it, guys. This is year 5, the final year. This past year, actually. So the end of 2018 till now in 2019 is what we're going to be talking about today. And, of course, a ton of great highlights, a switch from Halo 5 to Halo 3, lots been going on. Of course, the grassroots program and tons of different things that we'll be covering throughout the show. And then leading into November 5th, which is the big announcement date. So next week, November 5th, we have this announcement on the future of Halo esports. So the last 5 weeks, a trip down the past and then a trip into the future going forward in one more week from today. Finally, we're getting closer to some good announcements and some excitement surrounding Halo, which is what I've been waiting for, and I'm sure you guys have been as well. Of course, we also have our giveaway, type exclamation mark grassroots in the chat. You enter yourself for your BR skin and nameplate giveaway. We do it every single week. If you miss your chance this week, you can tune in next week and type that exclamation mark grassroots in the chat for your chance to win. But before we get into the interview today, let's cover our news with MattyRums from NoobCombo.com. Matty, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, dude?
Not much. We were just chatting before this, and apparently we're almost there, right? We're almost at this flight for Halo Reach. And then we got November 5th. This is good, man. This get me excited. Work me up. I'm on a low and a high. I'm on a roller coaster of emotions. I need to get back up to the top here. So what do we got? We got some news here.
Yeah, like usual, we have the playlist updates for MCC and Halo 5. In MCC and Halo 3 Action Sack, they're adding the Big Sprockets Slayer playlist.
Sprockets?
Yeah, you spawn with a Spartan laser and rocket launcher.
Sick.
And that's
who would use the laser? Well, I guess you got good long range.
Yeah, I was going to say distance.
Yeah,
but that's rotating in for Big Team Fiesta. And that's, again, Halo 3 Action Sack.
Actually, the Halo 3 laser was pretty sick. I take it back. Anyway, continue.
And then in Halo 5, starting this Thursday, they're rotating in Castle Wars and removing Halo 2 BR Slayer.
Nice. Have you tried Castle Wars before in Halo 5?
It's not my type of thing.
It's not my type of thing either, but it's kind of cool if you're watching. Like I was watching Naded play it, and you've got, of course, like 2 castles and a massive drawbridge in between, and you just go head to head against each other.
I get more excited watching other people play.
Exactly.
I just get frustrated when I'm doing it myself.
It's a content creation game type. For me, it's like, this is silly. I can't do it. But yeah, I appreciate it being there. You said H2BR Slayer as well. So that kind of rotating back in. So some new stuff to play with. If you're playing MCC, you're playing Halo 5, some nice casual stuff. Get the warm up going and have a good time. What else we got?
Then we have posted a flighting update last week, where he detailed some information that could change, but we'll see. He just tweeted out
now, right?
Yeah, that they do have the build for the PC flight, and they're just waiting on the list of emails and getting a final list and then sending out the emails. So maybe tonight. Hopefully tomorrow, but it should be any day now. We should be getting our invites for the PC flight.
Right. So this is big. The PC flight, of course, Xbox is one thing, getting to play on Xbox early, but PC is this still kind of a question mark for Halo, right? It's been a while since we've had some real good Halo on PC. So I'm curious to see who plays it, who they send emails to. I don't know if there are any big YouTubers that actually are in this list, or if it's just like the Halo YouTubers who have some reach, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of interest in it, but I'm not sure if they're in, I know Summit really wants to play, but I don't know if he wants to play Halo Reach.
Yeah, or like the flight.
Halo 1 guy.
I wonder if 343 is reaching out to some of these bigger YouTubers and being like, hey, I know you want to play Halo on PC, you could join our flight or something, give it a shot. Or if that's like a risk, what if they say a bad thing? Does that cripple Reach before it even comes out? I don't know. But yeah, that would be some good draw, I think, to get some big personalities playing it on PC. They detailed all the dates for it, right? So it's
they listed what's going to be available each day.
Okay.
So it's going to last 8 days, or it's right now the schedule as of last week was 8 days. It could change, but the final schedule will be in the emails for the invites. But what Postum said was on day 1 we'll have social 4v4 and team hardcore. And then for Firefight, it'll be on arcade. Day 2 will be 8v8 social, and then Team Hardcore will still be available for competitive.
Okay,
and then,
cool.
Heroic Firefight. Is that a map? I don't even know. Or is that just
Is
heroic?
this firefight and then heroic? Yeah. I'm not sure.
I'm not too familiar with Reach, but anyway.
Arcade, well, you know what? So they have heroic, and then it says firefight arcade in the next day, and arcade sounds like a version of firefight. Sure. Yes. Day three. Day
3 we'll have 2v2 social, and the competitive mode will be invasion, and then again the arcade firefight. Day 4 back to 4v4 social and team hardcore with arcade firefight. Day 5 8v8 social, team hardcore, heroic firefight. Day 6 2v2 social, invasion for competitive, and arcade mode or arcade firefight.
Okay.
Day 7 4v4 social, team hardcore for competitive, arcade firefight. And then day 8 we'll have 8v8 social and team hardcore with heroic firefight. And that's the last day, which will end at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay, there you go. What I like is that every single day you get to play social, competitive, and firefight. You can pick between all three of them. It's a different mode in each, playlist.
Yeah, it's not just one playlist available.
Exactly. So I'd be like, screw, I don't want to play 8v8. I'll play Team Hardcore today instead, or whatever.
And you also have the 2 campaign missions will be available each day.
Really? Every single day you get, okay, so you can still mess around with campaign as well. That's exciting. That's a lot of content right there.
Yeah, well, the last piece that he mentioned was they're going to include an early version of the Season 1 customization. Okay. So you'll be able to, I guess, earn your points to unlock armor for your Spartan or Elite.
And this is the customization that they said previously they were having trouble with, right? Because it's on like Unreal Engine. They were having issues with the original Xbox One.
Memory issues,
Memory issues. So I guess they've kind of circumvented that to some degree or something, right? We're moving forward. We get to try out this. So this is like new customization. It's the same old armor pieces, but presented in a different way.
Well, I think they might have created some new stuff too.
Added some new stuff too.
Yeah, we saw those screenshots 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah,
some new stuff. So we'll see. It depends what they include in the Season 1.
Yeah, so any little incentive to get people to continue playing is always nice. So good, man. 8 days of nonstop Halo Reach, and I hope we get some sick content. I hope we have some big players picking it up and playing the game and saying good things, and that just kind of snowballs. We need a good snowball forward right now for Halo, especially with the holidays coming up and all that. But yeah, that covers the flight. So we could potentially see that tomorrow, but very soon is what we know for now. And then we have tournament results as well.
So Saturday we had the third qualifier for DreamHack. First was Tox Gaming. Second was Team Mantra, which was Ace, Pistola, Eco, and Trunks.
Okay.
And then in
Trunks still there. Let's go Trunks, dude.
Yeah, I think he's subbing in for Snipe Down, I believe.
Damn, but he's holding his own though. Look at this second place, man.
Yeah, Eco even tweeted out someone should pick this guy up.
Seriously.
But and then third and fourth we had the other Mantra with 2 A's, which is commonly Trippy, Boo, and Tusk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Team Rain, which is Hunter JJX, Frosty the Truth, Elam Knight, and Zerka.
Frosty the Truth. That's a Frosty that I think has been around for a while, right? But he didn't get the same. Frosty came in and took over. Yeah.
Took the limelight.
Yeah, RBG, Dewey riding shotgun, and then after RBG, you just get these hilarious names of just. Actually, Lux is in here. Lux chilling before the real big event. I'll ask Gabriel about it. I'm sure he's got something to say. But yeah, so those are our tournament results from the third qualifier, and then we've got some other stuff that took place over the weekend.
Yeah, SWAT Nation had their Halloween tournament called SWAToween. Okay. It was a 3v3. First place was Falcated Bound and Formed Buzzard, which everyone is just saying is a Smurf. Second place was Stress, Article, and Batchford. And then third was SicK Legends, and is it SicK or SicK? I don't know.
SicK, I think.
SicK.
I think.
Yeah. These names, I said it last week too. I don't get these names.
Of course, something fun about the SWAT Nation tournaments is they redesign the maps in Forge to kind of fit the theme of the event. So this one was Halloween, so all the maps looked spooky, and they had a different kind of filter over them to be darker and cloudy and whatnot. So really cool. Shout outs to SWAT Nation. They're still doing it. They're still going and giving pretty solid prize pools on a regular basis, which is nice. Yeah, we have upcoming events as well.
Yeah, this Saturday, November 2nd. Is SWAT Nation is holding another female-only tournament. It's a 4v4. They're calling it No Woman, No SWAT.
There you go.
And then we have the fourth and final DreamHack qualifier.
Awesome. Getting closer to the event too, right? So right after
just a few weeks away. Yeah, we got a lot to look forward to, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, November 3rd, there's a Premier Esports Halo 3 2v2 and the Console Gaming League Early Turkey Halo 5 2v2.
Yeah. So more 2v2s, Halo 3 and Halo 5 this time. So just, more ways to play and stay involved with Halo, and then still just playing that waiting game. It's always just, the waiting game until we get that big news. But nice to see that we're getting closer. We're getting some nice announcements, and we can start to get excited about things. Matty, thank you so much for bringing me all the news today. Of course, guys, if you want to learn more about this stuff, check out noobcombo.com. He's got all the information there. You can, search through and get the relevant links that you need. And that's everything for today's news. Thank you, Matty.
You got it, man.
No problem. All right, guys, I'm excited to bring on our guest today to cover the last year of HCS. Let's welcome Str8 SicK and Gabriel to the show. Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's going on?
Good. Nice to have you guys. Gabriel, how you been? I know I've had you on before. Oh my God. You guys, did you hear that on your end?
Nah, I just saw it.
Okay, I just pulled my cord and there was like a loud anyway, don't worry about me. How you been?
That usually happens.
Yeah, when you pull it out, you get the buzz in your ear, and I was like, oh my.
Oh yeah, it was on our end, so that's cool.
Yeah. Sorry, and then I know, Corey, I haven't had you on before. I've asked you a couple times, and finally I managed to get you here. Thank you.
No,
man.
I'm sorry. Dude. Your DMs came up in a separate thing because we weren't following each other at the time, and it was just all bad. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
It's one of those things, like life gets in the way, dude. And it's also like with Halo and gaming and whatnot, it can be tough. Like you've got a lot going on, and also you're there for the gameplay. You know what I mean? For being amazing at the game. The interviews, it's a whole other thing to like get on these shows and just talk Halo. But yeah, getting you guys to come on, always awesome. You guys have had a pretty great year so far too, especially with the last event with Atlantic City. Still seeing some tweets and stuff coming up from Lux Gaming, which is pretty incredible. What I've done though, to kind of kick things off, is I've gone through your Twitters a little bit. I'm going to start with Str8 SicK with Corey. The first thing I got here from you is this disgusting no scope that you hit. It's pinned on the top of your page. Let's check this out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, for those of you who can't even see what just happened, if you could just continue to repeat that, dude. So you just sniped the camo?
Yeah. We were playing Masood and Bones. We were playing that Beast and Bones challenge, and I was telling my teammate, I was like, dude, for sure they're flanking with new camo. They're flanking with new camo. I'm just watching this angle, and I even called that I was gonna no scope him, and it ended up happening. I just kind of snapped it onto his head. It was pretty lucky, but I called it, so it was nice.
Yeah, you can kind of see it if you look really closely. You can kind of see that it's there.
Yeah,
but
he ended up jumping off the yellow, and I saw the glimpse of it, and I just went for it.
Yeah, it was Ultra Instinct activated, is what you said. It's that one moment where you see it and you have the reticle just like stop there, and you just wait for that 1 sec, and then that perfect like to the left.
think that's what made the clip look so crazy. It's just like it just goes up, and then it's like boom.
Yeah. Right there, where you line it up and you're like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
That confident flick.
That was a nice shot.
Yeah, dude, sick shot. But you're known to be pretty incredible with the sniper. I was trying to find some other stuff, and I'm sure we'll get a couple clips in here a little later. Sniping is definitely your thing. Another thing I found though, which is not Halo related, this is you just like shopping at a grocery store or something. You got trolled. What's this?
Oh,
this is not legit, is it? 999.
No. I told the guy, I was like, I don't know if this is supposed to be like this, but I just thought it was really funny. I went in there, I was just like looking around in CVS, and I ended up noticing that, and I just told the dude, he was like, dude, that's not supposed to be there. I don't know what's going on. So I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, no, do you buy that stuff ever? Was it True?
I've had True Moo. I didn't get it that day, but I just ended up noticing that.
Yeah, dude, I've never tried it, but now I'm like, holy crap, that must be like, liquid gold right there. It's like
I thought my eyes were deceiving me, honestly, when I first looked at it.
Or it's like two of them overlapping. When you have like two price tags kind of like over each other. That's what I thought it was, but it's straight up just $999. Yeah, the last thing I have here is is you just you retweeted it. It's an update just for Mixer, just because things have been happening with Mixer and new people getting partnered. You retweeted Shroud's announcement on Mixer, and we've got the some of the footage in the background. What do you guys think about this? By the way, of course, you're streaming regularly on Twitch. Shroud moving over to Mixer now. You think this is good?
I mean, I think it's pretty awesome. That's pretty crazy for Microsoft itself, to pick up such a big player like that, as well as Tyler being around. I think it's pretty crazy.
All those guys is that they're just gonna play Infinite. Like when that drops, they're just gonna help us. So, 100%. People in Halo, they're happy.
Yeah, because that's got to be what it is, right? Like Mixer owned by Microsoft. Any Microsoft game that comes out, like I bet all these people, the content creators that they're partnering with, they'll just make them play all their new games, right? Like Gears, Halo, whatever.
100%. They'll just
they have to. If not, it's just like why have these
wasted
great
opportunity?
Players? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And does it make you want to go to the platform at all? Have you guys checked out or tried Mixer?
I've checked it, but I don't think we're there to where we're gonna get a bag for switching.
Yeah, no, right. I'm kind of in the same boat. I've dabbled. I've checked it out. I've been in some chats. The layout's a little bit, you have to get used to it compared to what we're used to with using Twitch and stuff. But I mean, like he said, if I'm getting a bag, maybe. But I'm not there.
Yeah,
I'm not there yet. If I was a really big streamer, potentially.
That's the thing, because I went on Mixer today just to like see the numbers, and they're getting better. But if you go to Halo, it's just dead. Like, there is somewhat of a community here still. You get a couple hundred, 200 to 300 on the regular there. But it was like 19 total on Halo 5.
Oh, wow.
Like,
on Mixer?
On Mixer, yeah. So it's like you could go over there, and technically it's like a blue ocean, I guess, but that means there's just no viewers like looking for Halo on a regular basis. You had to bring your community over and then some or something. So
right.
Yeah, but at some point I think it'll become a little more attractive. It's nice to see though, because competition, I guess, will improve Twitch as well, right?
Yeah, and both of them are going to improve. Like Mixer's going to get better, Twitch is going to get better. So
I'm excited to see how big Mixer ends up being later down the line.
Right, exactly. And if that encourages, like, well, you know what? I'm kind of worried about having too many streaming platforms, though, too. It's like switching different apps constantly to like watch just a specific creator. I mean, this is a first world problem, but
no, it's true. I've definitely tuned into Tyler less.
Like one time, exactly. Yeah.
I don't always just type in Mixer. I'm not on there all the time, so that's true.
Yeah, and it's just tuning in just to kind of like see what he's up to, if he's still doing his thing or whatever. But like, I wasn't a religious watcher, of Ninja, so now I don't see him anymore.
Yeah,
so, interesting. Gab, let's go to you. We got a couple of clips and tweets from you. The first one is you excited about Atlanta. Atlanta's coming up in a couple weeks now. You have this nice tweet here. Excited to compete in ATL. A place that holds a special place in my heart. I can't tell you what makes me compete, but I'm excited to show you. Why is Atlanta so important to you, Gab?
So Atlanta's so important to me just because that's like the first tournament I went to after I took a break from Halo 5. So like a lot of people don't know, after like I think it was Denver of H5, I took a break. It was like a whole year, and then they announced the H3 TV2, and that's when I went with Fantasy and we won it. So that event, like the atmosphere, it brings me back, and especially during November, like it's actually the weekend of my birthday. Like that Monday is my birthday. I'll be turning 27, so it's just like a mixture of all those things where it just makes me excited.
Yeah, that's an amazing time. That's what we're going to actually start with when we go back into our year. Is that kicked off in a huge way for you? So I don't blame you. You're still repping GMS. You have it on the cap there, but you're with Lux, right? So is it just like, but it's like a GMS for life thing? What's GMS? Is this just like something you guys created?
GMS, yeah, man. It's just like a mindset. It's like a movement. It's like going to these tournaments, beating these teams that always win tournaments. Like it's just like one of those things where just something to get behind. So even though like I'm a player on Lux, obviously like every single player on my team reps GMS. Like we know deep down, like it's just a GMS mindset. So that's why I still rep it.
I guess is the idea behind it like proving that you're not online warriors, that you can like kill it on the land too? Is that kind of like, is you're the golden modem squad?
At first it was that, like back in 2014 it was that, because I was playing with like Rippin, Fantasy, Zerka, like online players.
Yeah.
But now it's more of like I want to say like back in the day, like back in H3 prototype, like take respect type of thing, like we're this team. We don't care who you are. We don't care if you're reg talks. Like, we're gonna go to these tournaments. We're gonna play like the best we can, and we think we're the best players, so we're trying to win it.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. And even Corey, like even that denial team, like it doesn't have to be GMS. It could be like denial. It could be anyone. I just want more people to like kind of like believe in themselves. Don't worry about what people say. Don't matter if you come from online. You can go to these tournaments and play really well against these top players. Have been placing since 09. Like it doesn't matter. You just got to show up and play the best.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure Corey, you agree, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, you just have to find players that you really click with and who all want the same thing at the end of the day. We're all looking for the same end goal, and that's to win. And if you have players on your team who aren't trying to win, you're not going to find the same result that you would find in players that are trying to win. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So I like my teammates. I feel like they really put in the effort to try and win. So it's been clicking well.
Yeah. I like how, especially with you, Corey, you're always making this like powerful statement, like even just on your hat right now, like legend, or you've got Rat Pack. I looked up Rat Pack today. I remember it being from Logic, and then it's was it only real ones? It's real.
Yeah, well,
real.
Logic is what I wear the hat for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, even what it's saying, I think, is really powerful. It's like kind of putting out that message, right? So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, but I wanted to make sure I found a clip from you as well. So I went down on your Twitter and found this one from Narrows. You getting some nice snipes. Let's check it out.
Oh, is this the JJX one?
Yeah, this is the JJX, but they just missed the first double that you got. So.
Yeah, man. I remember playing this. It was just random matchmaking. I was playing by myself, and I honestly clipped it just because I got the triple on JJX.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right here.
He was streaming?
Yeah, he was. I wasn't streaming, but...
Oh, that was dirty.
Yeah.
I love those, dude. When you just know it's lining up, you're just they're falling into it.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I never really do those type of challenges just my playstyle, I'm more of like, I'm just play safe and be like the anchor on my team, but I was jumping, JJX caught me, and then I just caught him, so I legit only posted just because it was Hunter. Like, if it was anyone else, I probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. But Corey, that is like kind of the beautiful thing about Halo 3, like what you said though, about just when they're jumping and they're committed to that jump, you see where they're gonna land and you just line it up perfectly and get that headshot. That's like a beautiful moment.
Oh yeah, but it's awesome because sometimes you don't even try to line it up. It just works out with how they're landing, and it's just perfect with your jump, and everything's perfect.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened in that clip. Like, I was just jumping, he jumped, like it was just right.
Yeah, one shot the whole time too, which just makes it that much better, right?
Yeah, those are the best, honestly. Me no shields on like still killing people. It's you just feel dirty after.
Yeah, exactly. And he's live streaming, so you just got in this man's head.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. All right.
You always gotta go watch the rebroad.
Oh yeah, exactly, and see how he reacted to it too.
I love seeing reactions, man. That's the best thing ever.
In the chat and everything, man. Just makes it worth. Yeah. You clip it from his perspective just to get the full.
Bro, I remember going back and watching it whenever I hit it on him, he just like didn't say anything, but he knew. Like I know deep down he knew what happened, but he just wanted to play it off. That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
He can react. Oh my god, you got a triple or something, but it's just Hunter. Like I don't know. I'm not explaining. You got to know Hunter. Like, I'm talking more like he just got dominated, man. There's nothing he could do. It's a natural Justin, dude. He was just flying forward. He saw the sniper. He got no scope in the face. He was mad.
Yeah. He knows he got tripled though too, because I guess he sees it in the kill feed. I wonder if at some point in the future they could make Halo in such a way where like the game tells you just got tripled, or like over. I don't know, that would be too savage. But like the kill feed says it, but it's like subtle, as opposed to like for sure that you were in that guy's clip, like overkilled or tripled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna jump back 1 year in the past to 2018. So the end of 2018. Some stuff was going on, some changes happening in Halo and HCS. We had our big grassroots partner announcement, and then we had the final event in Halo 5. And on the side, We had a Halo 3 2v2. We had not seen Halo 3 on a main stage played at this level in years, since what, like 2009 or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Been that long, yeah.
yeah, pretty incredible. Gab, you and Fantasy kind of stole the show. We got some highlights we can play up in the background of the grand finals portion that John can show for us. And just, man, tell me a bit about this event. You came out of nowhere. Like you said, you took a break and you came back and just kind of stole the stage. Tell me just about that experience, the grind, and how you kind of felt in that moment.
So honestly, going into this tournament, it was so random because I took a break from Halo 5, but I was still playing like H3 MCC like pretty often, and just randomly they tweeted like this 2v2, and I remember leading up to it, like Astro, they had tons of 2v2 tournaments, and like Jaywalk, he's a member of the community, he would host tournaments, and Fancy and I would always win them. So it's just no brainer to go to the tournament, and in our heads we're going to win it. So it kind of just, I don't know. It's just HCS. They decided to go with H3, and we kind of took advantage of it because we're already playing.
Yeah, it just fell into place. Is it nerve wracking at all going up against like Roy and Flamesword? Like I was just rewatching some of this today, and Roy is still so damn nasty. Like he just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
after taking a break.
I never So that's one thing about me and like GMS. Like, this goes back even like before this tournament, 2014. We would always be like some pros like online, but I never know how it would be on LAN, right? So the one thing I could say about that 2v2 tournament, we were expecting to win it, like regardless of who it was, even if it was Roy and Flame, like we're confident. But I just remember like in game, the pace was so different. Like they slowed it down, and that no other team did that besides Roy and Flame in that 2v2. Like, and we played like great. I remember we played Master Fear and Tusk, who were like beating us every day leading into that tournament.
Yeah.
So and like we beat them, and even when we played Roy and Flame, the pace was just different. So that's what I'll give advice to like anyone playing like top pros for the first time. They honestly take their time, and you got to really play chess with them.
Yeah, especially in Halo 3 2v2.
Yeah, like even fantasy. Like I remember I was like legit coaching fantasy like during the whole final. Like I don't know if you have a clip of the final kill, but I remember pushing the P2, try to clean up, or he tried to kill Roy, he died, and instead of me chasing Roy, I just said, hey, let's focus Flame, like Flame's like an overextend, and then he did, and we killed him. So it was crazy, man. Like I feel like Halo 3, like this game on LAN is different from all the other Halos I've played. It's so like, I don't know, like you get punished and it's just more intense, like it's crazy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I've heard that from so many people that it's just like it's almost like a different game. It's like the best game on LAN.
Yeah, it is a different game on LAN. Completely.
Were you trying to get into Flamesword's head as well? Because there was a couple, like I was watching some of the highlights, and you're just body shooting him and sticking him and stuff. Was it Flamesword? Was it both of them, or was
it was Flame? And then like, so yeah, so I shoot bodies in tournaments, and it's never like, I guess it's never like to disrespect. Like I have great respect for Flame and Roy, but like I remember it was Heretic. That was the time I shot his body. That was just to get in his head. That was to let him know like we're taking this tournament. And I think any pro like that does that's basically what they're trying to do. So I just thought it was funny. Like Square called me out on it, but Flame legit did that to Evader and Gun Type, and then he's like talking them up. But like when I do it, it's like, oh, it's disrespect. So I don't know. But yeah, I was just trying to get in his head, let him know that we're taking the W.
Yeah, right. He doesn't know you in the same way. He's like, oh, I think that might be a mistake. Flamesword he'll thrive off that energy and come back.
Yeah, like no, bro, we're up 2-0. Like that's game 3 to win the tournament. Like no, like I'm shooting your body, let you know, like we're taking this. Like
not gonna happen. Yeah, but that was cool to see. Corey, do you ever teabag or body disrespect, shoot bodies?
I used to all the time.
Oh yeah.
And then I started learning that, when you're streaming and stuff like that, people really get offended by it, man. I don't know why, but they do. I don't take it as an offensive thing. Like, well, I don't mean it in that way. Like, I understand, trust me, like why people would get offended, but I've been doing that since I was a kid growing up playing Halo for 13 years now, like people have been doing that, and it's been kind of just to get into somebody's head, like he's been saying. Like you kind of just like, if you ever dominate somebody, you show them that you're dominating them. You're in control of the game. You know what I mean? Like you're not letting up. You have their number. That's kind of what you're trying to do. And I mean, if people get offended, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some players though that I wouldn't do it against. Like there's some players that
no, for sure.
I know that
snipe down, is that a real thing? You should not teabag snipe down. Or?
I've kind of learned, dude.
Yeah.
Eric's a monster, man.
Yeah.
When he gets teabagged, he turns into a whole nother beast sometimes. It's scary.
Exactly.
I've seen it happen multiple times.
If you go back to Atlantic City, like that first game of the grand final, Gilkey actually teabagged like Ola, like on pit. He shot his body, and then the camera like pans out and it goes over Ola, and he's so mad. Like those are the type of players that like I probably wouldn't do it to, just because they really are gonna try to like get you next time. I don't know. You just gotta be careful with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think like maybe some players? Right. Yeah. Like, do some players kind of like take it to heart, like maybe outside the game? Does that ever happen? Like,
nah, I don't think so. I just think it's more of an in-game, like, oh, this guy's bagging me. Like, all right, let's get him. Like,
I think it's like more in the moment type of thing, where it's
at least for like,
to me right now, I'm gonna dominate him.
Yeah.
You know?
At least like top pros, I feel they know it's all in game. Like, come outside the game or anything like that.
Yeah. That's actually interesting now that I think about it, though, because it's like the intent when you're teabagging body disrespect is to screw with somebody else. But if you're thinking about it too much and worried about whether or not you piss that player off, you screwed yourself up too. You know what I mean? It kind of like goes both ways. You can't regret doing it after you do it. You got to be like, you're making a statement.
Do it. You just got to be ready to pop off because like
to follow up.
Players, some players they're gonna take that and they're gonna try even harder. Like
like
even if they're already trying their hardest, like something about it will unlock like this other like try hard in them.
Yeah,
exactly.
So you gotta be careful with it.
Yeah, it's a dangerous tool right there.
I mean, obviously, you don't want to be sitting there doing something like that while you're trying to win the game too. You know, wasting time and doing something like that. It depends on how you're doing it. In the moment stuff, like if you dominate somebody really hard, sometimes it takes one smack on the body to just get in their head. You know?
That's all it is. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Corey, in the meantime, you were competing in the final Halo 5 event with the Anaheim Pirates. You guys actually had a pretty good run for being like one of the teams that were under the radar. I believe you beat Mentality. You ran through another really good team as well. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. But tell me a bit about the Anaheim Pirates, that experience.
So, yeah, this whole team, man, it was kind of crazy just because like I was teaming with Hemi. And when we were trying to figure out like our full roster, I told him, I was like, man, I really want to just get a group of people to where they're just going to listen and really go off of what we're telling them and learn and really just mold themselves into really good players.
Okay.
And we found that in, Mikey and Druck and Kurt. We ended up playing with them and we kind of just stuck it out with them, man. We grinded with them. They were there to listen. We kind of changed their attitude in game and stuff. They were really, really negative players actually at first. Okay. And we were able to kind of mold their attitudes to be a little bit more positive when it came to just things not going right. Understanding that not every game is going to go your way. And just communication-wise, we taught them how to small talk better and it just ended up coming into form. And at the tournament, I mean, we played well, man. We got top 6. I wasn't really going into that event. I had high hopes of getting, potentially even top 4, man. I thought our roster was really good for that event. We practiced a lot. We played a lot. And I think that those guys really improved over time for sure.
Yeah.
So it was a fun roster to play with for sure.
Yeah. You had a lot of young guys. Like now that I think about it, it was you commonly, SicK, and Druck, right?
No, it was me commonly Druck and Soul Snipe.
Soul Snipe, my bad. Soul Snipe. Okay. Yeah. So like you said, like younger players, but kind of like, molding that mindset and making sure that they're playing at their best, right? And you guys are working together effectively. So considering the roster that you had with like Druck and Soul Snipe don't quite have the same kind of profile in high level competitive, but they played really well. You guys upset some really great teams there.
They're really good Halo 5 players, man. They put their own time into the game. They had really great movement. They understood the game. It was just a matter of having teammates who worked well with them,
Were you
gave them the discipline needed to not just rush into things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Were you kind of peeking over at the Halo 3 stage in the meantime, like wishing you got some doubles in, or like were you kind of thinking about the switch at the end of Halo 5, or did you still what'd you think like of the game towards the end?
I didn't know what was gonna go on because I didn't even know the Halo 3 thing was gonna happen like afterwards with Halo 3
Right,
being the
okay.
game. So I didn't know what was happening after the Halo 5 event. After watching it, I mean it was cool. I just thought it was a nostalgic thing that was going on. I didn't know it was gonna turn into more
Right.
H3 events, you know. So I don't know. I didn't really think that at all. I didn't think of playing H3, no, but I'm happy that we are because I love Halo 3.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
being able to go back to playing Halo 3 with all the knowledge and the everything that I've learned across the years that I've been playing, being the kid that I was really good as a kid, don't get me wrong, but all the
Mm.
knowledge that you learn across the time, man, being
Yeah.
able to go back and use all of that in an older game just makes you that much better.
That's so true. That's so
Sure.
true. Like I remember playing it as a kid. Like I just had a good shot, but like I
Yeah, no,
didn't
same.
think even half of like the stuff that I think about now. So
Right.
Yeah,
that's
when I'm
one
breaking.
thing.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
like
Sorry.
that's one. No, you're good. That's one thing that gets me excited. Like not just for H3, but like for Reach. Like
Right.
I know Corey. I know you're excited for that, bro. Like that. Just going back to these older games and kind of like it's almost like you're rewriting your history with them. Like that's how I saw H3. Like I saw it as an opportunity to like go back and like kind of like really play to the potential that like I should have played at. So I think it's funny when you do go back to these older Halos with like all this new knowledge, you play completely different. Even if you
Oh
it's your
yeah.
first day playing, like you're already playing better. Like
Right.
Yeah.
so I always thought it was funny when people were like, oh, Ola and them like they haven't played, they just came back like no, like these
Yeah.
guys are even better. Like you have no
Yeah.
idea like the level these guys play.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I don't know. You just got to play against them, man. And you'll
There's just
see.
so much you think about now compared
Uh-huh.
to like back then. Back then you're just kind of running and gunning, and yeah, you're learning
Right.
communication back then, but you're not really thinking 5 steps ahead every single time you're spawning
Mm.
like you do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's how it is. If you're really trying to win, man, you're steps ahead of players in the game. You're paying attention to what's going on the map, the flow of the game, where you got to be next, what's coming up. I mean, there's so much you're thinking
So many
about. What,
things.
who's blocking
Yeah.
what, you know, numbers, all of that, dude. It's so much to actually think about.
Yeah, and then even having like the coach that you have. So you had I know you had a good coach as well, Corey. But yeah, just like the whole team dynamic. That I guess even esports in general, like it's way more serious nowadays. Gaming at this level, so you take it as like a real a real job, a real career. But yeah, there's so many things. It's like a chess game, right? When you're thinking about the weapon spawns, dirtying weapons, the timings of everything, the positioning of your teammates, your role on your team. Like Gab, I like how you said you were an anchor player. When we talk about Lux later, Lux was like incredible, popping off like Gilkey's hitting these amazing kills like I've never seen him hit. But in the meantime, you're doing all these important things that don't quite get the flashy highlight reel, but they're so important too. Like you're an anchor player, like you said. So it's really interesting,
Yeah,
a mature mindset.
It just comes down to like your teammates. Like me, don't get me wrong. I love being aggressive. Like I love taking the risky plays, but you got to just recognize who your teammates are. Like me, I'm teaming with Gilkey and Goofy. Like Goofy, he's always going to be that flank player, that aggressive player. So like you got to just naturally like put yourself in this mindset where like, okay, if my whole team's making like 50-50 decisions, like it's going to probably go wrong like every now and then. So you got to just be disciplined enough to like just sit back and just recognize who you're teaming with and let them just be those it's kind of like those risk takers. So I have no problem like sitting back being the anchor player. Like I know how to play safe.
Yeah.
And if that's what it takes to win, like I'll do it every tournament, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't always have to be the star to shine.
Exactly. You literally just have to play good. Like play good, and that if you play the best that weekend, your team will be the one like taking that trophy home.
Right.
For sure.
Do what it takes to get the W. Str8 SicK. So on that topic of going back, playing Halo 3 years later, having all of your experience. So you come in with a new team. You've got and there's Aries right there with Denial. You guys kill it off of your first event in UGC St. Louis. You, Aries, Shelly, who I don't think anybody knew Shelly before that, and and commonly
we didn't either.
Yeah, how did you pick up Shelly? Tell me about the kind of how the team came together. Even Aries, because Aries was kind of like not really playing too much Halo 5 towards the end either. He comes in and he's second place in the first event.
Well, okay, so Mason, I already knew when Halo 3 was announced. Mason was already somebody I had in mind, and we talked to each other almost immediately about teaming for Halo 3. Mason, I've always known was good at Halo. We go way back. I've known Mason since I was like 11 years old.
Damn.
So I've known him forever through Halo. I knew he was a really good Halo 3 player. He won a couple of the last like online cups and stuff that they had, like the jaywalk things. So I just like thought Mason's a good, option for me. So I ended up talking to him, picking him up, or we picked each other up. And then as far as like our team forming, man, it was just trying to reach out to people who we thought had really good potential, like we just wanted to see who was actually going to be about it, who was actually trying to put in the work and dedication it would take to win these tournaments. And we hit up Hammy, and Hammy ended up being down to play, and we ended up playing with him. We were playing with a couple people before Shelly, and we didn't really know who we were going to pick up at the time. I don't remember everybody's name off the top of my head. I actually know Gilkey was one of the people we were really interested in at the time.
Nice.
Which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I've always thought Gilk was a monster. But anyways, Shelly came out of the blue. We were watching one of the online qualifiers one time, and he was playing with Bob the Demigod and friends.
Okay.
And he was actually playing Tox in like the semifinals or the finals. Or something like that. And Shelly was streaming
or something?
Shelly was streaming.
Okay. Yeah.
We were looking for a stream to watch, to watch the finals. So we were like just interested in watching his stream. We didn't know how good he was. We didn't know anything. This guy was playing an onslaught flag game against Tox, top mid, spawn killing all of them, making all the right movement on the map. Just like you can tell he knew the fundamentals of Halo 3. He knew what was going on. He had good awareness. He had a good shot. And I said in our call, I said, we need to pick this kid up.
Wow.
I
Just
literally
off of
said
watching
that.
that
No,
stream.
yeah, off of watching that stream, I said, we need to reach out to this guy. I'm not even kidding right now. I have a feeling about him. And we reached out to Shelly. He left his team and he was down to team with us, and that's how it happened. We ended up grinding the heck out of matchmaking every day as 4 people and didn't let up, man. I mean, we wanted it. I still want it, trust me. But I'm saying as that core 4 when we first formed, like we were on every day as 4 players grinding matchmaking, no matter what. It was like every day.
Has that changed now a lot? Would you say like
it's
fast forward to now? It's a little different.
It's definitely different now. The playlist has died down with who searches nowadays. There's not as many 4s team searching. It's hard to even play with your full team. You're sitting there searching 2s or solo usually. Yeah. So back then when it first was popping, like there was 4s matches going on all day, every day. You're matching teams who are trying to form. You're matching sweaty lobbies all the time because everybody's all hyped about Halo 3 being back, So it gave more incentive to actually grind as hard as we were. And I just think we have a little bit of conflicting schedule with my team currently now, just with work scheduling and stuff. So, I mean, other than that, we don't play as much, but we definitely play a lot individually.
Yeah.
Everybody plays their own individually, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wish we could still grind 4s the way that we did back then.
Yeah. It's just the game is different now. Like, I don't know if it's because people just want a new Halo, but like me personally, like I can't even play matchmaking now because like no one searches. There's only like if you play late at night, there's only like 1 or 2 good people, like total 8 players that are searching that can give you good matches. So it's just so dry right now.
Yeah.
Like really the only practice you get is from these cups. It seems like unless you set up scrims, but even that's hard when people's work schedules like get in the way.
Man, that's the bummer too, right? So it's like you can be an amazing player competing in the top level in these tournaments, in the prize money, every single time. But then how do you grind and practice if people just aren't, the community isn't really there right now? And it sucks that we're split between a couple games as well, because I'm playing Halo 5, and even for me, if I team up with 4 people and we're rolling matchmaking, I'm going to match the same 4 every single time. It's like they're the only team left, Yeah.
Right.
No, it sucks, man. Especially when you're just. Sometimes I'll try to get on in the middle of the night, and I'm just sitting there searching for 25 minutes.
Oh my god, yeah,
exactly.
2019,
like,
dude.
Man,
I can play Fortnite and
seriously,
Warfare or whatever, and it's like
load up my Hearthstone.
It's tough.
The one thing I'll say it sucks for like some of these new players like trying to come up. Like I follow so many like up and coming players that they're just trying to put their name out there, and like for us that have been in the scene for a while, like it's fine. Like we know at the end of the day
Established
that
it, yeah.
like that weekend we just got to play like our best. So like we kind of already have the practice. So we played this game enough. Like we know we're not gonna change who we are, right? But for some of these guys coming up, like they don't even get the chance to play like the Snake Bites or the Str8 SicK or the Gabriels. Like they just because we don't play. Like the game is I don't know. We need more. Like.
Yeah, it sucks because I feel like there's nothing that fills the Halo void. I don't know about you guys, but
There isn't. There's nothing.
Yeah, try playing anything else, like maybe Apex Legends or something. Like it's not. It's a battle royale. It's not the same. It's
I casually.
Yeah, what do you guys play?
Grind Hearthstone.
Okay, that's.
I'm a lover of Hearthstone, and even just strategic card games or anything like that. I play TFT, from time to time.
Nice.
Teamfight Tactics. I played Apex and Fortnite.
Yeah.
I just play Apex personally. Like I'll do Apex on PC. Trying to get my Predator in that diamond right now. That's just kind of like what I've been grinding, but
yeah. And Modern Warfare, you guys picked that one up?
Dude, no, honestly,
no. I have not played Modern Warfare.
If I had a PlayStation,
because that's where the community is too, right? It's not even.
But I don't have a PlayStation.
That game's weird. Like that game, I feel
maps,
like
everybody's talking about the maps right now.
Yeah, like that. Honestly, if that's the one COD game where you're trying to like make it in, that probably would be the best one because it's the one that's like so different.
Yeah,
I just don't enjoy it. Like I played the beta and it was just like I don't know. Like I felt like anytime I tried to move somewhere, I would just get gunned down. Like I couldn't get anything else.
A lot of camping. I'm seeing all these camping posts on like Nade Shot freaking out about a guy with a ghillie suit in like the bushes who kills him in like a search and destroy.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I saw just clips of people hiding in restrooms and stuff, like looking through two different cracks of doorways, waiting for people.
Ridiculous.
Like, I don't know, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's that's boring to me.
Whole new kind of
man. That's my thing. Like that's my thing with a game. Like I don't care how much money it has or how much like hype. Like if it's not a good game, if I don't have fun playing it, like I won't play it. Like honestly.
That's the thing is like time to kill kind of creates these situations where camping is acceptable. In Halo, you can't have that with the time to kill because you can't just sit there and get a little burst on him and wipe him out. He'll back down, get his shields back, and throw nades at you, whatever. Like the dynamic is different in these battles, and I think that's one of the main things that makes it so different. Is like you have to know these maps intimately. You have to constantly be moving well with your team, and you can't just sit still in one place and just let things come to you. It's not. It's a constantly evolving, fluctuating game. And I don't know.
I think that's what I love so much about Halo is the fact that the time to kill is the way that it is. It just makes it to where you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
You have to be. You can't just you can't have a random spurt of turning around the corner like you do in COD and just spraying somebody in the head one time, like you got to be able to hit multiple shots all the time.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting when you think about stuff like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just picking your guys' brain. I know we're talking about our Halo history here. We went a little bit off the rails. The one thing that you said, though, as far as acquiring Shelly, it just makes me think, like, how in this day and age do new Halo players get noticed? How do they get on good teams? And Shelly's a good example. You watched his live stream. And
that was very random.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the beauty of it is, yes, Halo's going through a rough time, and a lot of people who want to, make it are probably just going to have to grind, it's a little underground right now. You're kind of grinding and waiting for your moment. But it's cool to see that even somebody like Shelly just, he hits up a live stream and you guys watch him play. And right from that gameplay, that you want him on the team. So that's something you guys should consider. If you're a new player and you're trying to get your name out there, if you're streaming and there are events going on and people are just watching streams, you're in some sort of a scrim or something, you can get picked up right off of that experience. So I guess, trying to make that content, even just having the gameplay up online, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's easy. Like all the good players, they know when they see a good player, like let's say I play against you and I shoot you and you react instantly, you take cover, like I know you're good. Like instantly, I know you're good, right? So like if Corey sees that guy's stream and like he can just instantly see, okay, this guy is playing at a high level. Like it's so easy to tell.
Oh, it's noticeable, man. You can tell right off the bat when somebody just understands the game like fully, or not even fully, just whatever they're doing, you can tell that they have the fundamentally sound knowledge or the way that they play is correct. You can just tell.
One thing I will say, like, if you're going to be a streamer and you're an up-and-coming player, like, me personally, if I'm watching your stream and let's say like you point blank miss a shot and you're like, oh, that guy lagged or I got a bloodshot, and you're just like lying to yourself. Like I'm gonna notice that instantly. Like
yeah.
So I feel like if you're gonna play, you're gonna be on stream, just
Gotta be
like
real.
yeah, just be real. Focus on being better. Focus on being the best player you can be. And if you're good enough, like you probably will get an opportunity. You know?
Yeah, that's a good
For
point.
sure.
Yeah, of course. So this first event, Gabriel, you reformed the Golden Modem Squad, right? It was you, Fantasy, Zerka, Goofy. How did that come together? And you came in with a very bold start because, of course, you won the first event in the 2v2. You wanted to really prove a point, and you kicked off St. Louis really strong. And then I think it was it Reciprocity or Talks that I think Talks kind of took the steam out of you in that first day.
Yeah. So like, all right. So it was. Like, my whole thing going into that event, like I was seeing with players that like we won so much online with that, you know, I really wanted to just start the season off just winning. I wanted to win every single Halo 3 tournament just because I really truly believe we were good enough. But like, when I really look back on it, it's like, man, to win to win just not even the tournament, just some of these series against like these top teams, man, you have to be so disciplined and you have to be like so safe. And I just felt like. Well, I mean, we did good. We beat Reg. We got top 6, qualified for the invitation, all that. But like when we play Talks, like our players they just weren't experienced. Like Fantasy and Zerka, they're just like they're not there. Like even right now, when I look on Fantasy, like I'll see him stream with Corey and them. Like he'll make mistakes that like that you shouldn't make, and it's just all it comes from experience. It's either experience or he just doesn't care. I don't know what it is, but like it's just like this reckless like plays that like. It's a top team like a Tox, like they will punish you, man, and you will never get out. Like I promise you, you'll never get out. Like
have you noticed that, Corey? I find that Fantasy, it seems like since he joined you guys, he's kind of been coming into his own. Like he's hitting these incredible. His sniping is like gone off the charts, and he's like
I mean
crazy individual plays.
JR is really good. He's really good. I get where Gab's coming from for some things, you know, like even JR has talked about it. He's been like, I need to start staying alive more, man. I'm challenging dumb stuff. And it's like, yeah, I've noticed it. I mean, I'm not going to tell him that he's wrong. He's 100% right in what he's saying. I think JR over challenges some things that he shouldn't. And I mean, obviously his individual skill is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's there. Like he's
I think that when JR is really focused and he's just like playing with the team, he's insane.
Yeah, it seems like it's just like peak level is incredible. But yeah, that's what happens when you're good too. Is you want to challenge everything and be so aggressive. So it can be tough to have the discipline and like flexibility to change your roll up and to take those different.
That's the thing though. Like every top team is good. Like every single top team is good. Like
they're so good they don't make mistakes.
Like you can be the biggest blainer. You can have the best BR. Like
you're
playing against people who have the exact same shot as you, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta play as a team and like. Just make the right play, like honestly. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like me personally, like I don't even care if I lose a series. I will be 100% fine losing a series as long as it went to game 5, it went to 50-49. Like as long as it's like something like that,
it's close.
Man, I'll be happy to lose. Like just don't lose on some like average stuff.
Right. Yeah.
No, I mean, dude, I always talk about this, dude. You notice in game, and especially when you're playing at a really, really high level nowadays, man. Everybody has to come clean when they're the one doing bad. Okay. You'll notice it in game. Like you'll just notice. You'll
be like, honest.
Mason is getting dominated this game. Or like, you know, vice versa. It could be me. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing a name out there.
Yeah.
That person's getting destroyed this game. That could be a potential reason why we lost. You know, like that's not the full reason, but you'll know in the back of your head, like, is this guy gonna let us know? Like, I was just getting destroyed, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's how it is. You got to just own up to your mistakes, and I think that's where a lot of people don't really, you know how to.
They don't know how to be honest with themselves.
Yeah, they don't know how to be honest with themselves. Exactly. They kind of think that
like they'll make this push and like die because of it, and then they're just like, oh well, my team didn't push for me, or it's like, man, just look at the big picture and just like ask yourself, was that the best play? If it wasn't, that's fine. Just learn from it. You know.
I guess. Sorry.
Even with like blocking spawns and stuff too. There could be a teammate who blocked the wrong spawn at the wrong moment, and he's the reason that you guys went 4 dead. You know, because you got a split on the other side, and it ruined your teammate from pulling a flag. Or there's so many things like that come into the picture. It's crazy.
which is interesting because that means like subtly, I guess you guys are, when those moments happen, you're kind of listening to see how these players react to those mistakes. Do they recognize and own up or be honest about those mistakes, or do they kind of, get frustrated or blame others or whatever it is? You know what I mean? Like that's a really important part of, I guess, that whole team chemistry is like whether or not you're able to recognize those moments and own up to those moments, right?
Yeah. No, I think
it is. That's gonna be the difference between you getting like top 8 to top 6 to top 4 to top 2 to like actually winning. Like just recognizing what you could have done better and like actually being better about it next time. Like honestly, like that's the one thing I could say. Like every tournament I've gone to in this season, like I've learned every single tournament. Like I've learned one thing in every single one. Like I think the biggest one was like the Invitational. Like we lost game 5. 50-49 to beat Togs, man. I will never for as long as I play, I will never forget that moment because it taught me so much. It taught me what it takes to be in a losers final and try to get to grand final. And if you just get in that moment and you lose and you kind of just brush it off oh man, I didn't get enough sleep, or I didn't you're never gonna get enough information to get past that hump.
Yeah. The Invitational was an interesting event. That was the one that came up next. You guys both performed within the top 6. You were invited to this only 6-team event, kind of an exclusive access event. What did you guys think of the experience? We didn't even just have the tournament. The tournament itself seemed very small. And then they had the big team battle. They had the therapy session with Snipe Down Lethal or Snipe Down versus Lethal. Did you guys have a good time in Texas with that one? I know.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool for what it was. But that tournament sucked for my team.
That's what I was going to say is, Denial seemed to have a rough time with it. Any idea why that happened? I felt like even just looking at the bracket, it's like you you face the best teams right off the bat. There's no warm-up. There's no pool play.
That's my thing. My experience with it, it was a cool tournament. I love the production. Everything's cool, but it was legit. Your first match is lasers are going off, dude. You are not just tiptoeing into this. You're playing the best 6 teams in St. Louis, they're now invited to Austin, and it's so easy to get knocked out. I honestly feel like that's what happened with Corey's team. I feel like it was going
I mean that's how it is, man. If you let up for 1 second, like you said, come tourney time, if somebody's not playing up to par, if the whole team is not playing up to par the way that they should be, if the teamwork isn't there in that given moment and the other team is on fire, you can lose. That's how I felt at that event. I felt like we just weren't playing up to our standard and we got beat. Straight up.
And there's no real second chances in that type of event.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is no second chances, exactly. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like our communication was a little bit off. The headset, I guess Shelly he didn't like the mod kit that they had.
And that's one of those things where when you look at a person like Shelly, right? That's his second tournament, dude, ever.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't know ever. Yeah, he doesn't know oh man, we're playing main stage now. The audio, it could be bad.
Oh, no, he was freaking out.
Yeah,
but,
as an experienced player, man, I gotta just play through this. I gotta play my best still. So it's so easy to get distracted by these outside factors that are outside the game, right? That'll just make you not play the way you should be playing. But the tournament was great. The one thing I had to gripe with was on Sunday, they played the winners finals, whatever Talks lost, and then we just had to play them. And it's not like a normal tournament, right? Where you're playing these other teams and you're kind of warmed up getting into we just sat down, played a team that just played a series over the game 5, and we lost 50-49. Now we're going home. That's the one thing I'll say about it. But overall, it was honestly the best tournament. Production.
No, it was a really fun tournament, and it was really good production, no doubt. Yeah, sure.
That's what I felt about it too. Is of course I wasn't a competitor there, but as a viewer, as somebody who just got to kind of hang out and participate, it was amazing. It was probably some of my best memories of Halo events this year. But then when I look at it from your guys' perspective, it's just the size of the tournament, everything going on, and Gab, like you said, they're coming off of a game 5 winners finals match, and you guys got a little a rinky-dink friggin' FFA to warm up with or whatever, right? It's not the same.
It's actually bad, man. I wish we could just grind 4 scrims like we used to warm up, you know, all the time.
Yeah.
You grab a team, yo, we're warming up at this time, everybody be there, and then you're playing a full series.
Maybe that's it too. They just needed you guys playing more in between games. So like even off stream, you get these teams up against each other for scrim type matches that are happening. So you guys are constantly hot, you know? So even though the bracket's small, you're still playing. Yeah, so I think that's maybe what they could try to factor in. But we probably won't have invitational events in that format very often anyway. But it's nice to have that balance of production to tournament to production, to like having these different type of fun events that showcase what's so great and special about Halo and its community. You know. Yeah, there's a good balance there.
To be honest though, like they could do that like every event. Like maybe not now because the prize pools aren't like that up there. But like let's say Infinite comes out, like they easily cut back some of this money and invest it in like these film crews or like these interviewers. Like that's one thing I want to see going into like Infinite or Reach. Honestly, whatever they plan to do, like I need them to just like be more involved in like the community because right now it kind of seems like. If I look back on H5, it seems like they just kind of like had this game, they threw all this money at it, and they were like hoping like it would like be good, which it was cool, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
the longevity wasn't there. Like it didn't do anything for the scene. Like no one started making YouTube videos. Like only now in grassroots are we seeing that. Like with Boo Boo and like even me personally, like I'm gonna take a camera out to Atlanta. Like I want to get some behind the scenes footage. So we just need more stuff like that, and I think we'll be in a good spot. Like come Infinite.
Yeah, you think you can do some vlogging?
I'm not gonna necessarily like. I'm not gonna fake it. Like I'm very real. Like I'm not.
Sure.
I'm sure there'll be some like, hey guys, I'm right here. But like at the end of the day, my vision for like my content, like I just want to show people, behind the scenes, right?
The
like,
raw nature of
exactly
the competitive Halo, what
like,
goes on.
What we're thinking before a series, like how confident we are, how non-confident we are. Like I just want to show like glimpses of that are just like. More than just gameplay, you know. Like, we need more than just gameplay.
You know, walking people through your weekend, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like with your mindset going through it all, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I get it.
Did you watch the Boo Boo video?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love the Boo Boo video.
Dude, that was awesome.
It was so good. It was so good. I commented on it.
It's cool. Yeah, you get like a totally different perspective on the event, and they're like doing like ice baths and stuff, and their mindset kind of going into things. He's showing us his Battle Beaver controllers, and yeah, like I like that. You get the personality behind the players, so that's just one of those things we need like way more of it, and I think our scene will start to thrive. But it's just it's part of that whole waiting game, getting to the next big, whether it's Reach or Infinite, that really gets people motivated, gets them creating content. We spent a lot of time, I guess, just kind of talking about just everything Halo, but I'm going to try to speed through a couple of these because we had after that you guys had DreamHack Dallas, you had some slight roster changes, right? Shelly, Str8 SicK, Aries, and then you grabbed Demon D this time instead. Fourth place, not bad, but then you had Falling Esports, I guess, was the tough competition there.
Yeah, we just didn't play that good again. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. That's a really good team right there. They were a really good team, but we didn't play that good against them at all. We just happened to play pretty flat that series, honestly. I mean, I'm not the type of person to sit there and talk about like any excuses or mistakes, really.
Sure.
Like if we lose, we lose. I know when we lose. I know when it's like we should have won, I think they fairly beat us. We just weren't playing up to par that series.
Yeah.
We should have beat Wreck almost, man. We lost a 50-49. That was pretty bad. Well, not bad. It was just like a situation where I felt like we could have definitely won,
Yeah. That's always the brutal thing about it. Like I agree with you, Gab, on like you had a good series, you guys fought hard, but then when it's that close and you lose, it's kind of heartbreaking too. But yeah, at the same time, you had a slight roster change on your side on GMS, Gabriel. You had Trippy this time.
All right, so my DreamHack, it was just like legit the week of or a week before. It was like 7 days before. Like Eco gets me on a Skype call and he's like, "Hey man, not a Skype call, Discord," and he's like, "We're gonna go with Neighbor and Ace." And it's still at a left field, man. But like, I know why he did it. Like we're screaming and like we do good, but we weren't playing enough to like dominate, right? And like I think that's what Eco wanted out of us. Like we just got top 3. Like we were this close, dude, to like getting in the grand finals, and in our heads, like we play rec, like we're running that back, like that reverse sweep that happened, like we're gonna make them pay for that. So like we're just going into it like with high expectations, and like the results in the scrims weren't there, and I think part of it was like, Frosty's just coming back, and like Fantasy still learning, like so they decided to dip and go with experienced players. So that put us in a spot where we had to basically team of people who were like just kind of like, I'm not gonna say they weren't top picks, but they weren't like the first players in our mind. Like if I had a month to remake that roster, like find out the roster I'm gonna show up with to the event. But I mean, we did what we could. We went we won game 5 against Lux for top 8, and then we lost to Corey's team game 5 for top 6. So I mean, like it was close matches, but
in the most grueling series ever with the music going on. Oh my gosh, dude.
Wait, you had there was a band in the background, right? So you guys
that was one on game 5, dude.
It was literally game 5 Slayer, and we couldn't hear a thing on Construct.
Oh my god, dude.
And I literally told my team before the game, I said, guys, I know we can't hear.
Yeah.
Okay, was it?
Yeah.
We played a Contract Slayer. Yeah, we played Contract Slayer, right?
Though. Yeah.
Okay, Contract Slayer. I literally told my team, I was like, I forget if it was game 5, game 2, whatever. I literally told my team, I was like, dude, we have to look down the lifts. We are not gonna hear them. Look down them.
Yeah.
And we did. Everybody did, and we won.
Oh my god. That's the thing. You're never ready for the audio issues. There's always something with audio in live tournaments. You're like, yo, finally we get to play on LAN. It's going to be perfect. And then it's like your headset's got an issue, or there's a band playing in the background that like just won't. Yeah, it seems like it was very poorly planned in this.
And honestly, that's when that's when you got to know who you're teaming with, because like, if I could fast forward and just like going into AC, we didn't win a cup. Like we didn't even get top 2 in a cup. We got like 4th max, but like I knew at the end of the day, when I'm sitting next to these players like at the tournament, like I know they're gonna play good no matter what happens, no matter like they're feeling bad or if the audio is off. Like you just gotta like know who you're teaming with, man. Because that's a different factor that you're never gonna like encounter until you get to this event. Like for the first time, you're gonna see, oh man, the internet could be out. Now we gotta wait an extra hour, like in between series. Exactly. Too, yeah. Like there's so much stuff. That never happened back then, man. That just honestly is crazy now. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean, we had audio issues our first series right off the bat at the last event. We couldn't even hear JR, and we had to play through. And then we lost.
That was Aspire versus Fatal Ambition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember talking to you about that briefly. You guys, you came in with such a strong roster, and then I guess that was Fatal Ambition were a strong team in that first day, though, right? They were upsetting a couple people.
Oh yeah, no, they were playing good. Yeah, it sucked. We really couldn't hear them at all. It sucked.
Yeah, leading up to AC though, AC being a pretty big event for both of you guys, there was this whole roster mini. Like we've been talking about it. Like Gabriel, you didn't have too much time to put together this team with Trippy coming into the roster. Did you feel like you had more time going into AC? Like, is this whole roster switch up really stressful? Seeing like Fantasy going over to Corey's squad, I was like, dude, Gabriel and Fantasy, they're always teaming together. They split. What's going on? So did you guys, was there any stress in this whole interaction? How did you grab Fantasy, Corey, and Gabriel, with your team? How did that come together?
So I think it all happened, if I could go back to the Red Bull 2v2. So between that DreamHack Dallas going into AC, there was a Red Bull TV2. We went in our heads, we're gonna win. Dude, we didn't even place in the money. Like we got upset. So I think that's like kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I think like personally, like Fantasy just like left. Like it was me and him, team of 2. We're gonna look for a team, but I think he just kind of had enough of like. I'm telling you, dude, going into like just the start of all this H3 in our heads, we're winning every tournament because like that's how it's been for like 4 years online. Like we played so many teams, like even Lethal, APG, like all these players would make these like online teams and they would always lose to GMS. So we're like, all right, we're gonna win every tournament, but that's not happening because we're playing players who are actually like they're good in the moment, they're good in these lands. Like we got to get better. So anyway, he decides to leave. He told me straight up, I just want to start something new, and I think like. He always had like a respect for Shelly. I think that's what made him go to that team. And me, I was kind of having like these health issues, with, like my eye, my hand, where it just made it like hard to play. Like I remember I would play it and I would never tell my team because I never want to like put down their head like my abilities. But like I remember like I just couldn't shoot right and like I think that's what made him kind of leave. But then that also gave me like a motivation. And then like I remember my eye messed up and I took a month off work. I remember I took a straight
Wow.
month off. Yeah, and that whole time I was playing. I was playing. I was playing. So the roster change up. I actually got picked up by Goofy, Ryan, and Gilkey. Their team with Tusk, and
Mhm.
Tusk was on some like, oh, I don't like Gilkey, so I'm gonna leave. And then they just decided to pick me up. So it just like happened by accident. Like all those
Right.
three things had to happen. Like my health had to mess up. Fancy had to like decide, oh, I want to go try something new. And then Tusk has to like decide, like, oh, I don't want to play on this team. Like that's literally what happened, and
Yeah.
worked out for us. So
So for you, it was kind of like a happy accident.
yeah, it
Yeah,
honestly
I
was a happy
mean,
accident. Like I
yeah.
was honestly just happy even going to the event, and then to win it, like, dude, I would never have thought, like, especially when I looked at my health, dude, like, I couldn't see out of my left eye. Like, I
Wow.
won that tournament literally, like, recovering from, like, some serious stuff. Like, people don't know that. Like, they don't know, like, I don't know, man. They don't know the passion. Like, I really went into that tournament, like, I'm pissed off that Fantasy left. Like, I was actually mad he joined
It
that
seems like
Neon
there's a
team.
little,
Like,
yeah, I can say,
like
weren't you guys good buddies? Kind of,
yeah, dude, that's like I brought that player up. Like I taught fantasy. Like anytime he's played against a good player, like I've been the one to tell him, like, bro, this is how we play against him. Like this is what you do. Like, don't do this.
uh,
Like, but it's whatever. Like I wish him luck. Like at the tournament we were talking, I told him, I hope one of us wins it. I really wanted one of us to win that tournament because that's all we've ever wanted from the start of this. We wanted to win a
yeah,
4v4 because we know we could do it on land. Like we've always done it online. We just want to do it on
yeah,
land. So.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from our perspective, it was kind of just, when Danny had randomly left our team and a qualifier was coming up, we had reached out to some people and we had really liked JR for a long time as far as, his gameplay and whatnot. We always wanted to ask to team with him and it was kind of just we attempted it and at first he was kind of iffy about it, of course, because
Yeah.
he was with Gab and them at the time, and it was kind of just like, I don't know, it just kind of ended up happening, and we were happy. I really don't know. There's not too much from our side of the story. It kind of just like
Yeah.
we were really upset about Danny just leaving the way that he did, and then we
He just kind of dropped out.
well, he got offered a team
Okay.
with Boo Boo
Mantra,
Ace,
right?
and it was Boo Boo Ace and
Yeah.
Neighbor. He got offered that team and he just thought that that was a better option, so he took it. And then that was kind of leaving us where we didn't really have anybody that we really wanted, so we were gonna have to try and ask somebody from another team, like that's kind of how it went.
Yeah.
And fantasy was like our top option. That's kind of how it went down.
It's kind of brutal thinking about it. Like this whole roster shakeup, like this is, it sucks because it creates like rivalries and stuff. You don't know if like this person's a true friend, if they got your back, or if they're messaging another team or something, they're gonna drop out. Like
That's always been a thing in Halo.
Yeah, how
dude.
do you change
That's always
that?
been a thing. You don't.
Yeah,
Like you
you
can't
can't.
change it. That's like at the end of the day, like this is me personally, like I've never been the type to like really message people or like fake being friends with someone. Like I've always
Sure.
just stayed true, played my game, like played with my circle of players, and like that's kind of how I go about things. Like, but there are players who'll play that game and they'll like do the sweet talk to this team and this team and this team until they get on this good team, and it works. They plays well, but like you know, it's just like one of those things where like if you place well and you got there because you're like kind of like riding like you feel good about yourself. Because me personally, I feel great about my win. I love my win. Like I love
Yeah.
how we did it, how the way we did it, the players were bro. We won with Gilkey and so many players. I remember like after the invitational, Gilkey's trash, Gilkey's this, Gilkey's that, and like the
Sure.
real players are like, no, dude, Gilkey's a god.
No,
Like, what do you-
Gilkey's really
yeah,
good.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
ridiculous.
Like there's so many egos and stuff in this Halo business, man. That's like I don't know. It's just like fake, like. But
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta really
Yeah,
stick to your guns.
It goes back to it, man. I mean, I'm telling you, JR and Gilk were like two of the people we wanted to team with for so long. Those were like two of our people.
Yeah.
And we just happened to have Hammy and Demon, and then it was JR.
Yeah.
You know, Gilk was always one of the people we wanted too. He's really good at Halo 3, man. He's really good.
Yeah, even Halo 5 towards the end when he was coming in, he was getting better and better. And I think, finally he's really started to showcase that talent on the main stage. Everybody's talking about it now, right? Yeah, but
the thing though, it's like it's always been there. Like,
yeah, of
it
course,
just comes down to your teammates. Like Gilgy told me straight up, bro, this is the first time like I had a team where like the teammates actually believed in me, or like they motivated me, or like it gets to a point, dude, where like it has to be bigger than you. Like you have to like be selfless. You have to like give your life up, like just to win.
Yeah,
I think once you find players that'll just have that same mindset, like you're gonna do great things. Even if you don't win the event, you're gonna beat teams that you thought you would never be in your life, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Even if you're not on a team and you're playing FA, you guys hold your own pretty well, especially Corey. I think at this point, if you have you proven yourself as like the #1 FFA player? I know Follow put you on the spot, and you had this the more selfless response, and you shouted out Ola. And another player, I can't remember, but yeah, you at this point, I think you have 5. I'm looking at, and this, I don't know if it's correct on the wiki here, but there's RTX 2014 Halo 4. You got MLG Columbus Halo Reach, Dallas Championship 2010 Halo 3. So 2 Halo 3 wins, and now you have another Halo 3 win.
Well, Halo 3, Halo Reach. Yeah. The 2010 was Halo 3. 2011 was Halo Reach.
Yeah.
And then the RTX, yeah. Dude, I won that one by 20 kills, and I won the 4v4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that event was nice. I won it with Ryan.
And H4, you're a finalist.
What's up?
In H4, the global championship.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, the global champs, man.
That was a heartbreaker.
That was my nightmare of my career.
Oh, man.
Halo 4 global.
I didn't lose a single free for all at that event, man. I only lost the 1v1, and I was up 5-2, and I threw the game.
Oh my god! And that was the insane 1v1. Like they'd never had anything on that level again. It was to Ace, and Ace won that.
Ace, yeah.
He went on and won that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's Corey, dude. Corey let Ace be a global champ.
Yeah, and then he took all that momentum and beat Ola after that too. Yeah, but I mean, okay, getting back to Atlantic City, you dominated this FFA as well, man. Like you were way ahead the entire time. Like as a caster, I was casting it towards the end. Also, this is you just destroying people. You get an insane overkill, and then you just start spawn killing these guys.
Oh yeah,
this is 6 kills here.
I just knew. I was feeling it right there. I remember that. I was like, dude, I'm beating these guys.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, I think it was the interview. Shotzi's like, as long as we don't let Str8 SicK get the sniper, I think we're okay. And then I guess it didn't work out too well. I freaked out when Fantasy hit that snipe on the lift, though.
Oh yeah, I know, that was sick.
Yeah, these are just highlights from you guys in that game here. Shelly with the SicK over. But yeah, if you go back to that moment, John, with the over, and we have FFA. Yeah, if we can see that again, and then we'll show the FFA as well. But yeah, honestly, just popping. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Jumping back and forth. We'll get to it eventually. You were popping off here, especially individually. What is it, man? Like, how are you so dominant in these FFAs? Is there a secret sauce? Is there anything? You just gotta hit your shots. What do you do?
I mean, whenever somebody asks me for any type of tips in free for all, I just try to tell them that, you really have to pay attention to the game, man. Pay attention to what's going on the map. I really try to pay attention to my back button and the X's, seeing where people are going to be spawning next, paying attention to where the fight is happening, where can I pick up the next double kill, where can I control, where can I start holding down, where is somebody controlling really well that I need to stop, there's so many things, dude. Being a top player, man, you're thinking about so many things so fast, and it's just like, in the moment, yes, you cannot be missing a bullet. You can't. These guys are on fire, If you're in the finals of a free-for-all game, they've been playing a lot of Halo for a lot of hours, getting to that point. You got to be on fire with your shot, and like I said, it's mostly the awareness, man. If you're really aware of what's going on, what fights are going on, when you should be staying alive, and when you should maybe rush something to die faster so that you can get a spawn faster somewhere else, like there's so many things like that. And I mean, sometimes you just get control and you take over the game, man. And that's what happened in this game. I didn't expect to win the way that I did in this game, you know. I ended up just the game leading up to this in the semifinals, I ended up actually losing by 10 kills. I lost by 10 kills, but I made it. I got top 4. I ended up getting 3rd, and then I end up winning the finals by that many kills. It's like, it's just like we were talking about earlier. In that moment, you can do everything right in that moment. You can win.
Yeah, you just got to capitalize.
Yeah.
Some insane gameplay, and you're getting so much out of every life too. It's like when you're about to die, you get that last stick too. Like it's always a trade when you go down.
You have to use all of your resources to their advantages, man.
Yeah.
Especially in free for all, it's like if you have a sticky and it's being unused on your death, you're doing something wrong, because you should be spamming. You should be throwing it across the map or something, trying to do something. There's just a lot, or insta-sploding, you know. It's super easy to insta-splode up this. You know, he could have insta-sploded right there. Just little things like that. Making use of everything that you have.
Thank you so much.
Of course, as the champion, there's the trophy in your hands right there, but you just got it in the mail, apparently?
Oh, I just got it, man.
Can you grab it? Yeah, let's take a look.
I'm trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to place it, but yeah, there we go.
Here we go. Let's switch off so we can see his... There
You
it
haven't
is.
set it up yet?
No, I have the thing here. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want it, because, like I said, I have a couple things already up that I have to... I think I know where I want it. I'm going to put it somewhere, but I'm just trying to make it all happen.
Damn. Is that heavy? It looks heavy.
It's not that heavy. It's wood.
It's wood. Okay. Do you have one of those too, Gab? Or I guess only one person gets that.
Yeah,
in the team?
Goofy has it.
Okay.
He lives here in Houston though, so if I ever want to go look at it, I can just go to his place. But I've actually been trying to message I forgot what his name is. It's I think you just see Matt. Something. He actually 3D prints those like himself. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna see if he'll like remake one for me so I can have it. But
That'd be cool. Yeah, we were talking before this, Corey. You got the green screen up in the background, but at some point you got to line up all the trophies and stuff, right? All the.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely want to try and get a backdrop going. Maybe when I end up like moving and stuff, I'll make something happen. Make it really nice in the back and set something up super nice in the future.
Just a nice.
Right now, it's not the greatest, but we'll figure it out.
I was gonna say leave a nice open space for Infinite, and you just start taking all those W's. That's the big plan, right? You guys are you're just waiting for Infinite.
Yeah, I mean, what?
You're still heavily
Infinite-
focused on the next event, though, I'm sure.
yeah, like my thing with Infinite, like that's gonna come, dude. That's a whole
I
year
mean,
out.
yeah, that's true.
Like,
It's so long that
Yeah,
I can't even really be thinking about
the
that.
one thing I can only hope about Infinite, like I just hope it's a good game. I hope it's a game I personally enjoy. That way I can actually play it, put my time into it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like in my head, I have real Halo to play. Like I have Halo 3 and then I have Halo Reach after. Like I'm happy, dude. Like I'm ready to play. Like some of these players, they're taking breaks and they think they like. I honestly don't know why they're taking breaks. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you think when Infinite drops, like teams are gonna hop to pick you up? Like, you haven't competed in over a year. Like,
Right.
so I don't know. It's like one of those things where I feel like people are just waiting for Infinite just because like they're just like they want a new Halo game and they don't even want to play the older ones. But I think there's a lot of Halo to be played, and now's the time to like start building your brand, start getting involved in the scene. That way, when Infinite drops, you hit the ground running, rather than just I'm gonna wait till it comes out and then I'm gonna just start getting like my stuff together. Like that's not how it works. And that's just like from my experience, because I did that. Like when H2A Season 2 came out, like I took a break, and then H5 came out, and I remember I was in the worst spot. Like I didn't even have a team. So you know, you don't want to take a break, man. That's like some real advice I'll give everyone out there. You want to play.
If you love it, if it's your passion, you got to keep it.
Yeah, like if it's your passion, if you're serious about it, then like keep being about it. Don't wait until the game comes out and try to like get into it. Like you're not gonna do it. Like you may, but like the chances are, why make it harder on yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. I know earlier, Gab, you said Corey would be really excited for Reach. Is that one of your better games? Corey?
Corey was
Yeah,
hella
no,
good. at
I had pretty good success in Reach for sure. I think that's kind of where I started popping off in fours the most for sure when it came to just my career.
Yeah.
Halo 3, I was really good,
Uh-huh.
you know, individually. But like I said, going back there, all the experience I have now, going back then, if I had it, maybe I would have been on a pro team already. You know, I was on a pro Halo 3 team at the very end at the last event,
Mhm.
you know, a top 16 team, but I wasn't ever like on a top team.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean Halo Reach, it started out rough. I ended up getting, you know, top 20, and then I don't know, I ended up finding Chig, and Chig made everything happen, man. Chig was the mastermind.
Yeah.
We I stuck with him, man. Like I said, there was after getting that top 20, it sucked because I didn't know what was going to happen. I literally thought my Reach career was kind of screwed at that time, you know. I didn't know what offers I was going to have. I didn't really know what was going on. But long story short is that Mick and Elitist actually wanted to drop Chig from our team and pick up this guy named Crafty.
Mhm.
And I wasn't about it. I wanted to stick with Kyle because I knew that he was a Halo 3 god, and you know,
Yeah.
just like going into Reach, there's no way he wasn't going to somehow be a really ridiculous player.
Right.
So I stuck it out with him, and then that's when we found Prototype and Russo, and it was kind of just super random how our team was created, but we ended up going to the first event together and beating Dynasty in pools, which was unheard of for us because that was Snipe Down and friends, and
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we got first in our pool when people didn't even predict us to get top 2.
Yeah.
And then we got third at the tournament, man. I mean, it was awesome. It was an awesome start to that year. And then the rest of the year was like a, you know, top 8, top 4, top 6. It wasn't
That's when
anything crazy, but
Yeah.
and then I won the free for all at the end, which was super cool.
Yeah.
Being able to do that against Campy, that was insane.
Was that the
Barely
big-
winning because of a tie.
Was that the BIC FFA?
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. So
Yeah, those are really
both of the free
interesting.
for alls that I won were the big flex. The 2010, 2011 were big flex.
I wish I grabbed footage of that now because that was like, yeah, that was you. That was Campy, and like I think Hoaxer was in that. I think I talked to Hoaxer about that experience. But yeah, the Reach FFA. Damn.
Yeah, that was an insane one, man.
Yeah. So Reach was really when the ball started rolling for you, I guess, with the career. Like, of course, you were already popping off in the Halo 3 FFAs, but as far as 4v4 goes, you're hitting some of your best performances, and you know that kind of led you to the position that you're in now. Have you been playing the beta at all? Have you guys both been playing it? Are you kind of psyched to move over to that? If there, I guess, if the prize money's there, if the competition's there.
I only played it a little bit actually. I didn't get to play too much of it. As far as being excited, I'm excited somewhat. I hope that it's going to be what people are going to be, you know, excited for. Though I don't know if I'm going to be searching the playlist 2 weeks out and it's going to be less than what it was the very first day where everybody's all hyped. And then it's the same thing where it's like, yeah, we're playing Reach, it's everybody's happy, but then what's going on? People are dying out. We play one qualifier. 30 teams don't do well. The next qualifier, there's only 30 teams. You know, I don't know how it's going to be, but I'm excited regardless because I love competing. I love Halo. I love competing in Halo. So whatever Halo we're competing in, I'll be competing as long as I can, you know, and until I don't have it. That's what I plan on doing.
Yeah. I feel like you guys kind of share the same mindset on that. Gab, you with that as well? And then have you been playing Reach also?
I played the beta. I like Reach. I think Reach is cool. My whole thing with it, I just see it as more of an opportunity to kind of like redo my history in Reach. Because when I competed in Reach, that was like my first time, like being on top 16, being pro, playing with people that like show me things, and I'm trying to like kind of like that's kind of like my first time like trying to be a captain. So like that's when SVR started. It's always gonna hold a special place in my heart. But my whole thing with it, I just want to see what 343 does, man. Like the games, you can come out with Halo 3, you can come out Halo Reach, you can come out Halo 2, you can do all these games. But if you're not, you know, backing up the community or doing anything like that, like it's gonna keep failing. Like, I'll tell you right now, this grassroots thing, it's not because of the game. Like H3, it's not. Like, yeah, it's part of it. It's MCC, H3, whatever. But like, if just the tournaments were ran better, like we'd be in such a better spot. Like I remember they did the St. Louis tournament. It was a great tournament. And like maybe like 2 weeks before that, they announced the invitational. Like, oh, you get top 6, you go to the invitational. Like they can't do that.
It's exclusive.
Like, they gotta, yeah, they gotta tell. I mean, they could do that, but they gotta tell people ahead of time. Like they can't do it like 2 weeks before the event. Like it's just like a lot of I guess like poor execution. I feel like on 343's end. So I'm just excited to see what they do because the game's gonna be the game. Like we know what reach is. It's just gonna be V7 reach, no boom, no sprint, but better because it's 60 FPS now. So
sure,
I expect the game to be good. I just want to see what 343 does.
Yeah. You were saying that they kind of got to go all in right before we had kicked off the broadcast. Of course, we expect them to do that with Infinite, but even with these games coming up,
yeah,
with Reach,
they don't even have to go like they don't even have to do all in like $1 million tournaments, but like we need more. Like we need them to tweet. We need Halo pro player interviews. We need backstories. We need stuff, dude. That's not just talks and freaking wreck. Like retweet on the same page. Like straight up. Like we need y'all.
Yeah.
Stop like being fake. Be about it. Like learn who your pro players are, bro. We won that tournament. Like I didn't even see a person for 343. I saw Elamite said like congrats, gave us hugs, like so that, but like I didn't talk to Tashi. I didn't talk to like they don't. It seems like they don't care, but I don't know. I'm gonna see what they do. I'm gonna let their actions speak for them.
Yeah, hard to say. November 5th is the date that we're all kind of waiting for. So hopefully they've got some sort of a plan. And like you said, maybe have everything kind of planned out for the year going forward, rather than just having the invitational announced like 2 weeks in advance. So at least people who are getting into competitive Halo again know what they're in for the long haul there.
And like me, I know Corey feels the same way. Like, dude, we work full time. Like we're not some of these players that like they're still living at home with like, mom and dad, and they can like they have that luxury, right, to just play Halo. Like we need these things announced ahead of time. We need to tell our employers like they need to really need to do better, dude. Like, straight up. Like it's at this point it's not even like it's not excusable. Like they have to do better.
Tough.
Yeah, I mean, I hope this roadmap thing that they're talking about on the 5th is going to be like everything that everybody's hoping for. Like as far as the layout is just good. Let's hope. Yeah,
we're all sitting here with our fingers crossed. Whether this goes well in the next game, is what we want it to be. Just if it pops off, I feel like it's Halo. It's just people know what Halo is. They recognize Halo as a brand worldwide. It's massive. So quickly it could become mainstream again. Things just have to kind of click and go right. And,
dude, it could go so fast. They just need to get involved. Like Halo, the passion is there. Like the same people who've been winning tournaments for all this time, like they're still like winning these tournaments. Like it. I don't think it's the community. I think it's more of like the brass that are behind the game. But
yeah,
we'll see what they do.
It's everything. I mean, there's also so much success outside of Halo that I'm sure it pulls away from Halo. Like when you see Fortnite, you see all these other games popping up. People are like, could we still even be playing this anymore? When there's other games with bigger prize pools, more people playing. Like I'm sure it's a difficult position that they're in. But yeah, execution. It all comes down to it in the end, whether or not they got a good plan, a good roadmap. But as far as what's going forward in the near future, you guys have Atlanta coming up. This is going to be a big event. You're sticking with both of your rosters are the same, right? There's no roster mania this time. You guys are sticking together. You've got Aspire and Lux. You guys going to go up? Did you even get to face each other?
We actually are going to end up having an org change.
Okay.
So that's something going on.
All right. So we'll hear something.
About that you'll figure that out.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. But the team players are staying the same.
Same team.
Yeah, and then I feel like both of you guys are two of the biggest teams to kind of like I'm sure you'll be grinding more than most of these other competitors. You'll be right up there, especially Gabriel on your side with Lux. You want to kind of carry that first place victory into another one, right? And be able to face Tox. You didn't get to face Tox. Yeah,
I mean, we didn't face Tox because I was on Tox. Like they could have beat some of these teams. Right. Like we beat teams that beat Tox. So like. Regardless if we played Tox or not that tournament, I just think they weren't. I guess they weren't clicking, or I don't know what it is. Maybe this tournament they'll be better, but Yeah, we're going with the same team. I'm excited for it. We are looking to go back to back, of course, because we just won the first one. But I just hope, man, to have a great tournament. Like the Invitational, I got third, lost getting grand finals by 1 kill. The next event, I had a last minute team, so I got top 8. And then the next event, where I actually had a team, like I got to practice, I won. So I'm just trying to keep placing like where I believe I should be placing. Like I played the game long enough. I think I'm a master of the game. I know my teammates are masters of the game. Like we're ready for anyone. Like if anyone's gonna play us, like I hope your shot's on. I hope your teamwork's on, and I just hope to have a good series and may the best team win.
Yeah. Corey, on your side, I know you want that win.
No, I mean I feel the same way, man. The only 4v4 win I have is RTX, and nobody's gonna ever confirm that as a 4v4 win, you know. So I'm still looking for that. I've obviously won my share of free for alls, but I still need that 4v4 win.
Yeah.
So I've definitely been hungry.
Yeah, we can tell we're waiting for it, man.
My team's hungry too. I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good switchover having fantasy on your side. I feel like you guys are looking stronger than ever right now, and it was just that one early performance with Fatal Ambition that kind of, kind of stunted the momentum a bit. But I feel like, going into this next event is going to be pretty crazy, especially both of you guys going up head to head. Did you face each other at all? Did you get a chance in Atlantic City?
We played in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. It was for like top. We met it in bracket, I think.
Yeah, we played them in winners.
Yeah, we beat them. We beat them 3-0.
They were playing ridiculous.
They're man, it's so hard to like even like think about that because at the time we were like beating everybody. So I can't put a gauge on that team. Like if we're to play them again, I can't be like, oh, we're gonna 3-0 them again because I know the talent on that squad. I know fantasy very well. Like we've teamed so long. One thing I would just say, like if we met up again, like I think my team has more experience. They have Fantasy and Shelly, which are like great top guns, but I think they have a lot to learn. Especially Fantasy, like me teaming with him, I know his faults, I know his weaknesses, like I know like the stuff he does, like and I'll be honest, it's bad. Like some of the stuff he does, like for a player that good, like he should not be doing it. But I just hope he learns. Like he has, and he's not. I feel like his focus isn't. At least in my when he was teaming with us, he had like his girlfriend, and he like takes off, and like this is time where like he's not playing. So I feel like he's not all in the game right now.
Damn.
So it's gonna come down to him, man. Like I feel like he's the X factor on that team. If he can play like the way he wants to play and like actually come out and want to win, and have a good shot, just like us and Tox and like Eco's team, like we're the top 4 best teams. You know, any given weekend, one of us can win the event. It's just gonna come down to who wants it.
Yeah, I guarantee he's gonna want to prove you wrong there.
I hope so. I told him at the tournament. I was like, you should have been in the finals with us. Like, where you at? Like. And we have that thing, like, he pushes me, and I'm going to push him, like, regardless if we team or not. We're always going to root for each other. So, if he ends up raising the trophy in Atlanta, I'm going to be straight up, I'm going to be happy for him. And if we raise the trophy, I know he's going to be happy for us. So.
Yeah.
I like it. True competition. You guys are in it to win it. I'm excited to see what happens in Atlanta now, knowing a little bit of this backstory here. But yeah, guys, just, still waiting for that big opportunity, but still grinding and being passionate in the process. I love how both of you guys are so, so dedicated, and I just hope for big things in the future with Halo Infinite. Thank you guys so much for, thank you so much for joining me on today's show, and I'm looking forward to catching up in the future.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. See you guys around. All right, guys, that closes today's show. Some of you in the chat, I know, are waiting for the Grassroots giveaway as well. If you type !Grassroots in the chat, you got your chance for the BR skin and nameplate. John will send that one over to me in Discord when we get the winner. Figure out when that is. There we go. Striker 602 with the win on the BR skin and nameplate. Congratulations, Striker. They'll send that code over to you, and that'll close today's show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show and the conversation here. We have all of this content on YouTube as well. So if you liked it on Twitch, make sure to check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/UGC events. You can see everything that we just that just took place. You can also listen to it on Spotify, Google Play, plenty of places to check it out. We have merch as well. Make sure to check out the merch. Anything that you purchase here not only supports the show, it supports me as well. And as usual, guys, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of HCS Weekly. We'll see you again on November 5th with our future of Halo esports. Looking forward to it.